Greetings. I am Dr. Timothy Emerick, and I'm a professor with the University of Phoenix. The video that we're going to be looking at is an introductory to CPSS 300, working with the correctional population. Now, since my background is in law enforcement and human services, I have extensive knowledge in this area, mostly when I was working custody and volunteering as a chaplain. I would work in level 3 and 4 facilities, which are basically prisoners that are serving life sentences with parole or life sentences without parole. And they have done some very heinous things, and this is why they're incarcerated. But at the same time, we still need to help them and let them know that their lives are redeemable and that they can do better things. And, you know, we do have a lot of experience in helping them. I send messages through our YouTube channel and our website, which will be included on this, to about 200 different prisoners. And we also raised a inmate pastor at Lancaster State Prison. His name is Robert Lopez. He's our inmate pastor, and you can see his progression and what he's done. At the age of 16, he and his brother went to go sell drugs, and they were going to be robbed, and so they killed the two individuals that were trying to rob them, and that's why he received life without the possibility of parole. But we're praying the best for him because he's been working very hard in the prison, counseling people, giving them a ministry and helping them redeem their lives through the power of Christ Jesus. Okay, now over the years, our correctional system has evolved immensely since punishment as its primary focus. Now we're not just looking at punishment or keeping people incarcerated, but also helping them while they're being incarcerated with different programs so they can become better people. And we allow human service practitioners to go in and work with them as well. And this is very important. Psychologists and psychiatrists and different counselors for substance abuse, etc. We give them also, training. They are allowed to go to school. A lot of the guys that I have been ministering to and working with have had a bachelor's degree, and I should say, first of all, an AA or a bachelor's degree in business. Some even go on to their master's degree, and they're turning their lives around little by little. Of course, the real proof in the pudding is when they get out. My wife and I just married a young man named Brian and his wife Brianna. Brianna served 17 for attempted murder, 17 years, and he was recently released, and you could find him also, his testimony as well as pictures of the wedding that my wife and I conducted for him and Brianna. Now, working with these populations that are so diverse, we need to keep our eyes focused and helping them see that there is a way out, because a lot of the men are very lonely and very desperate. And of course, they're locked down so they can't commit more crimes. In the correctional system, case management is extremely important. They have case counselors, and the people that go in, like myself, working with them on a voluntary basis is very important because we get down to the nitty-gritty of behavioral problems. You know, I do a lot of cognitive behavioral therapy, both with first responders as well as inmates and their families when they reach out to us to help them see that they can turn their lives around. And again, as case managers, we know what program services are available to them and how they can make use of them. Also, understanding that it should be our top priority to help these people. So when they are released, they don't reoffend, okay? And so by evaluating these inmates and getting specific updates on behavior and problems and situations they're facing, we can help them work through these situations and problems, and through CBT and other forms of therapy, substance abuse, etc., so they can really turn their lives around and do something great. Have a lot of testimonies on our website, and I would encourage you to look at that, because it's going to help you understand how we are reaching out both sociologically, psychologically, as well as criminologically, and psychologically, I should say theologically, because we believe that the ultimate goal is not just providing them psychological help, but spiritual help as well. I'm of the opinion everything that manifests itself psychologically, sociologically, physiologically, has its roots in a spiritual lack and vacuum that has taken place in their lives. So we reach out to the total person. Let me just turn the page here. So we have worked with people like I've done with Brian and other people that we have, that you'll see their testimonies of, that been 5, 10, 15, 20 years incarcerated, and make sure they get the services by entering, homes that can help them, transitional homes that can help them with training and group therapy, and even jobs. Now, jobs are hard to come by, but they can get them, and there's a lot of testimonies. I'm not going to be ignorant about this and say that we haven't had failures. Of course, men that have gone out and come back, and it's been very heartbreaking to see. I remember one young man in one of the prisons where I was working, teaching, that I saw him on one yard, on B yard, and he got out, and within a month he was rearrested, and he's back in the same prison on C yard. And this is where he went to a party, got high, got a gun, piss whipped a guy. He was arrested and was reincarcerated. So there are failures, but I really believe that if a person really wants to turn their lives around, we should be there available to help them and to see what we can offer them and afford them to make it an easier transition. Because a lot of these guys come from very dysfunctional families. They start out as young children in the foster care system. And then from there, they really don't get the help, and they go to like the juvenile hall type situations in group homes where they're acting out and fighting and carrying on, and they're not getting the help they need. Maybe they don't want the help at that time due to the immaturity and a lack of guidance in their lives. And then when they grow up, they go start committing adult crimes in which they're incarcerated either in a county or in a state prison. But it really starts with a dysfunctional family, and this is what we, my wife and I, do a lot of counseling with families, with individuals, and I reach out to you also if you're in a situation where you do need counseling. Our counseling is free. We do have a waiting list, but we're more than willing to help you. But you must be sincere, because those who are looking for counseling must really understand that counseling is not for the weak, but it's for the brave. And when we start counseling, there's a lot of dysfunctionalism that we find that people are either afraid of, or they think they can, or ashamed, or think they can't overcome it, but they can with help. If you really want, they can overcome the obstacles in their lives with help, and we've seen that many, many times. So success for people coming out of the correctional system begins, of course, in the correctional system. And this is why we're teaching this class at the University of Phoenix. And it's a good university, and I suggest that you, apply in the behavioral sciences or criminal justice, however you want to, what field you want to go into, and understand that growing, not just for yourself, but growing with this type of population and helping people, it can be very rewarding. It's very tiring. There's a lot of burnout, because people aren't really ready for this. And I know that a lot of people who go into counseling have come from dysfunctional families themselves. I was one of them. My family was very dysfunctional. And but I wanted to reach out and make a difference. I'm the only college graduate in my family. And, when I started my course, my journey to become more educated, I got a lot of resistance from friends and family and stuff like that, calling me college boy and who do you think you are? You think you're smarter than us? But, I let it just slide off my back and I kept on. So I have 20 years of education. I have 2 bachelor's degrees, sociology and theology, 2 master's degree, applied clinical sociology, and a master's in divinity, and then I have my PhD in psychology. So I'm well prepared to minister to the entire being, spirit, soul, and body. And this is why we think so highly of trying to help people, because we have seen great rewards when people are here. So again, we're going to look at many different situations and many things that we're going to confront in this class, and this is just a beginning to help people understand that there is a light at the end of the tunnel if they are truly repentant and want to turn their lives around, and we're there to help. Our ministry, Harvest Evangelistic Association, is there to help. We've helped hundreds of people, and we continue helping. We send out like the 200 people around different institutions in California and outside California, teachings, bi-weekly teachings, and that's 400 teachings a month that we send out, and 4 times 12 is 4,800 teachings that we send just in that format. And we have, again, we're on Linkit. We have over 35,000 views on Linkit of our different teachings that we have put out there. Our YouTube channel has over 12,000 views as well, of people who have subscribed to the channel and look at the channel and receive all the teachings that we have. We also have about 1,600 people in our contact messages that we send out teaching. And if you would like to, just send me a message. You'll have all the information at the bottom here, and we'll get you also on the list to receive those. If you have a loved one that is incarcerated, please give us their name. It can be their first name, where they at. Talk to them. Would they like to have the type of information and help that we can give them? And we pray for you and those loved ones that you might have. So once again, this is Dr. Timothy Emerick, and this class is basically for the University of Phoenix, of working with populations that are incarcerated. We hope that you enjoy this and reach out. And if you need help, we're here to help you. God bless you. God richly bless your families as well. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.